GameSHOUT Radio is property of GameSHOUT, a company of Red Planet LLC. All rights reserved. Executive producer, Andy Hodges. For live broadcast booking information, syndication, or advertising, email info@GameSHOUT.com. All comments expressed on the show are not necessarily those of GameSHOUT, Red Planet LLC, its advertisers, guests, or syndication affiliates. All music is licensed by ASCAP and BMI. Recordings of this broadcast prohibited without prior written consent.
Welcome back to GameSHOUT Radio. This is all the fun in the world you could possibly want on the air that's legal and not fattening and all about video games. This is Captain Maverick, your host. With me is, of course, SexyJosh, Josh Britt. Josh.
Hey, guys. What's up? How y'all doing?
And then over there in the corner, sitting there with his thumb in a pie, is our friend, Simple Simon. Soulrift, how you doing, buddy?
I have no pies here. I would love to have a pie, but I have no pies.
No pies? Oh, come on, man. You were supposed to supply the pie this week.
I've got, like, chocolate bars and mints and, like, Coke, but I got no pie. I got what's left of my taco. You want some of that?
Ooh. I'll take some of that. Bring some taco over here, man. Canadian taco. You never know what's in that. All right, so what have you guys been up to this week?
Oh, stuff. Things. Yeah, got a lot. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff going on. Mostly with Guitar Hero 3's been a lot of fun. I've been basically keeping busy. I mean, it was Thanksgiving, and then so that was pretty busy in and of itself.
Well, and we do have to apologize to you, ladies and gentlemen, because we did take the Thanksgiving holiday off, and we did kind of like spend some time with our families, and some of us spent a little more time out in the woods playing with Bambi rather than with our families, but we all had a good time and did take the time off. So, but we're back, we're here, we're live, we're ready to rock, ready to roll, except Soulrift. He's ready to eat some taco.
Man, you're really going after my tacos, aren't you? I'm going to have to guard these, like, after the show, because as soon as I, turn my back, my tacos are going to disappear.
Yeah, yep. His disappearing tacos. We'll have to, call in the investigation service of our old buddy Ghost Freeman for the case of the disappearing tacos.
Yeah, we don't want him searching for my tacos, though, because if he finds them, he's just going to eat them.
You know it. And speaking of Ghost, we are going to be giving Ghost a call later this afternoon in the show. So you guys want to hang around for that. We want to check in with Ghost because, well, when last we left our case of the disappearing cardboard cutout copper, Sean Connery was investigating the case, and, well, we heard and saw on the videotape Sean Connery, he heard what sounded like Ghost Freeman. I mean, I swear it was Ghost Freeman sneaking off out of that store with this cardboard cop. Now, those of you may not remember, what happened was there's this cardboard cop in the UK, this cardboard cop had actually been standing up in these grocery stores and had actually cut down crime, shoplifting in these grocery stores because everybody walked by think, oh my gosh, it's a real cop, and it would, make them think twice about grabbing stuff off the shelves. Well, somebody actually stole the cardboard cutout cop. So, we are going to find Ghost Freeman, we are going to call him, and we think we know where he is. He's likely in the basement room of his mother's house. So we're going to call him later on in the show and see if we can't track down, again, the caper of the cardboard cutout cop.
But that's not too late.
Somebody's got to do it. If we didn't do it, somebody, who would do it? And I promised you guys we would do it, and we're going to do it. All right. And let's guys, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are so awesome. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate those of you who participate in the show. Now, first of all, I want to thank all of you who have joined us. Now, understand, we have opened up a new GameSHOUT channel in the GameSurge IRC network. That's GameSurge network on IRC. Okay, so you can join us in the GameSHOUT channel. And some of you guys who have been joining us in there and been sending us some emails lately have been trying to get in on the joke of the day. And you know, some of the jokes we've gotten. Okay, guys, look, we're trying to keep these jokes at the very worst rated PG. All right, some of the jokes that I've gotten, I wouldn't repeat on air to save my life. But some of the jokes I've gotten are really kind of cool. And we've narrowed it down this week again to a tie of 2 jokes. All right? So the first one, guys, you're going to have to be the judge and tell me what you think. All right? The first one, I want to thank Superman, as he gave us this joke of the day. It's kind of cute. Young man, little boy, he walks up to his father. He says, "Daddy, does a lawyer ever tell the truth?" And his father thinks a moment. He says, "Well, yes, son. Sometimes a lawyer will do anything to win a case." Lawyer does anything to win a case? Huh? What do you think? Huh? Yeah. All right. Well,
I'll give that 2 chuckles. 2 out of 5 chuckles.
2 out of 5 chuckles, huh? Josh, what do you think? Come on.
Oh, 2 out of 10. Let's go.
Oh, you guys are lame. Come on. Gosh. Sound like you just...
Well, at least it's getting chuckles. I'm not giving it, 3 out of 5 sneers.
Okay, well, all right, let's try this one. Okay, this one's from Brian. Okay, now, Brian, he also, I think he's on the night shift as Morpheus, but we won't go into that, all right? He works at a car rental agency. He says he was on duty in customer service as a representative for a car rental agency. And he took this call from a driver. He said he needed a tow. That he was stranded on a busy highway, but he didn't know the make of the car that he was driving. Okay? Now, it doesn't sound like he was talking to a guy as it was, but he says he asked for a more detailed description of the car beyond the nice, pretty blue 4-door. Okay? Sounded more like he was talking to a girl. Well, after a long pause, the driver said, "Well, my car's the one that's on fire." Huh? Is that the one? Huh? Oh, gosh, guys. Didn't even do that one, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I can give that one 2 out of 5 chuckles.
Oh, come on. That doesn't even get polite... Well, okay, well, at least that got polite applause.
Yeah, we'll golf clap that one.
Yeah, golf clap that one. Well, let's give you guys my joke of the day.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Last night you had the enchilada combo platter. This morning, the 3-cheese omelet with broccoli. This afternoon, you're a ticking time bomb. Because of you, a simple elevator ride is suddenly a 42-floor plummet into the very bowels of hell.
You take my breath away.
Who did it? Who cares? Sweet mercy, please just someone light a match.
Sweet, sweet mercy.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh ninja of the nasty. And while you're at it, crack open a window.
Mr. Silent Killer Gas Passer.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, that gets a lot more chuckles.
Now that's a joke of the day. All right.
Yeah, mind you, I had to sit here with Mav before the studio, and we had to review every single one of these. I'm like, oh, which of these am I going to have to tolerate through the whole show? And that's the one that I could manage. So.
Well, hey, you guys should have had fun with the next week. Maybe I'll show you what or let you listen to the tiny thong wearer. All right, hey, listen, let's jump on into the news here. We got some really some great stuff going on today, and let's kind of give you an idea of what we got going on today. First of all, I want to tell you a little bit about Rockband. It's MTV says it's flying off the store shelves. We're going to talk a little bit about the Microsoft Xbox 360 meltdown. Greenpeace is giving the game industry a poor report card. XP is outperforming Vista. I guess the Mac commercial is right. Japan finds Lost Planets, Lost Features. EVE Online ninth major expansion, and Unreal Tournament 3 goes to the PS3 first. So, let's start out here with our Rock Band. I'm telling you guys, MTV Network, they say that the new video game Rock Band, it's flying off the store shelves. It's in its first week of sales, according to the MTV spokesman, they're also seeing a lot of action at the downloads at rockband.com. You get a chance, you might want to go check it out. Rock Band, it's the newest entry in the market of the music rhythm-based video games on the market. In fact, it's a market that seems to be one of the strongest genres in the industry. Activision said that Guitar Hero 3 had generated $115 million in sales in the first week in sales alone. Now, the difference between Rock Band retails for about $170 and Guitar Hero 3 retails for about $90 to $100. Now, the other difference between the games is the Guitar Hero series. It's a single-player game using just the guitar, while Rock Band allows a multiplayer full band experience. It includes the lead/bass guitar, the drum set, and a microphone. And really, what it does is it allows a group of people to create their own band and take them through a full career from garage to stardom. Now, Josh, you've been working on Guitar Hero, and you've been playing the crud out of Guitar Hero since it started. And I've been playing Rock Band over here, so I can kind of give a little bit of a difference. But we're gonna have to get together and do a little bit of Rock Band multiplayer, because this thing is such a riot.
I'd love to get my hands on that. I just haven't had the time as yet to or the money to go purchase my copy of Rock Band.
Well, it is a riot. I mean, it really is a rush, and it's got a lot of fun going on with it. And I can see why it's doing so well. But when you get a chance, you do definitely want to go check it out. There are a lot more downloads for it than I thought would be available. Rockband.com. That's one of the things that I thought was kind of cool. But Guitar Hero. How's your review going on Guitar Hero 3 there, Josh?
Good. Usually, I'd like to say I can give a full review on it if my girlfriend were not completely hogging the game all of the time.
Yeah, I know that was coming.
Yeah, you'll have that. No, it's a great game. There's a lot of new things that's been added in. Better graphics, some new battle modes that kick up the experience. You also have all the new songs and track listings, and the ability to download tracks. I do have some nitpicks here and there. I mean, it's still Guitar Hero. It's still kind of the same thing over and over again, and you really couldn't. If you had two people playing co-op, going through the co-op campaign, only one person was getting any achievement points, which kind of ticked me off. But other than that, it's a good game, and one that I highly suggest picking up if you pick the past two up, or are looking for another fix other than Rock Band or Guitar Hero 2 on the 360 and PS3 and Wii. And PS2.
Yeah, and Wii and PS2. Yeah, it's all over the place, man. I tell you, and it's a riot. It's a rush. Islander, he was playing that with MTC Wannabe, and when they were playing together and just having such a blast with it. And I liked watching it play. I mean, they were having such a good time playing it. These are a couple of our other studio hands here. A couple of our engineers, in fact. Islander helped me get set up here for today's show. We had some technical difficulties here, and if it wasn't for Islander, we would have been in trouble. By the way, next week, guys, I get to, I'm going to be on TV again. I'm going to be up in Muskegon, Michigan, on TV 98, and I'm going to be on the today's topic at Muskegon Community College again, but this is the panel discussion for violence in video games. Too bad Jack Thompson can't be there, huh?
Everyone's favorite Jack Thompson. I haven't heard him in the news in forever.
Ironically, he will be on Spike TV's Gamehead tonight.
Oh, you're kidding? Really? I didn't hear about that.
No, yeah, he's going to be on Gamehead tonight around 1 a.m. Eastern to see the show.
1 a.m. Eastern?
Yep.
I'm staying up for that.
Yeah, that's something for the TiVo.
Got to. Yeah, definitely. Well, TiVo and send it to me, would you?
I mean, to be honest, I don't have the TiVo. I just have the old-fashioned VHS recorder. You know, for all the technology I'm surrounded with, you know, television's not one of the things that I'm high-tech in yet.
How would you do? That's what
gosh.
BitTorrent's for.
Yeah, really. Yeah, but isn't Comcast limiting how much BitTorrent or how much speed BitTorrent is allowing you to, you know? At least that's what the lawsuit is claiming. Yeah, there's a lawsuit.
Please, I ain't got no Comcast. I hate Comcast.
Well, I
use
know
Verizon.
You don't, but yeah, I know, but you were having trouble with Verizon too.
Well, you know, Comcast is kind of back and forth in the news lately with the whole blocking thing, because at first they were saying that they were throttling traffic but weren't targeting specific programs. Like, they were slowing traffic down for users but not specifically targeting BitTorrent, but an independent deep packet survey found out that they are in fact targeting BitTorrent packets, so they kind of got caught with their shoe in the mouth.
That's true, and then on top of that, that same packet issue is affecting Lotus Notes, and that's causing some problems with corporate traffic.
Yeah, that's not so good. Not so good for Comcast.
Oh no, and it's hitting the fan right now. The poo-poo is hitting the rotating device. And so, hitting a rotating device.
No, but wait. Comcast. More Comcast.
Okay, you got more Comcast. Go ahead.
I got more Comcast. Comcast has also announced that they intend to offer DOCSIS 3.0 capability in 2008.
No.
Yes. Now, see, for anyone that's not quite up to date on the latest technical terms, DOCSIS is or DOCSIS are the standards for cable modems using copper wire cable as opposed to, say, fiber optic cable modems or Ethernet connections. Comcast currently has a network based on DOCSIS 1.1 specification, which is limited to 36 megabits down, 10 megabits up. Not that Comcast is ever giving away, you know, service at a really high level like that, but the thing is that Comcast is coming under fire from competitors such as Verizon offering fiber optic connections with, you know, up to, say, right now they've got Fios at 50 megabits down, 30 megabits up, and DOCSIS 1.1 simply can't compete, even if they did want to offer that high bandwidth. So Comcast has announced that they will be deploying a DOCSIS 3.1 infrastructure in 2008. The DOCSIS 3.1 standard isn't completely better than fiber optics, but it does allow transfer rates of up to 160 megabits down and 120 megabits upstream. So in 2008, some lucky Comcast customers may have access to ridiculously fast cable internet, and that's pretty cool.
Well, that's really cool. I want me some of that.
So, you know, if you're in an area that has Comcast and you're wondering where they're going to put out the DOCSIS 3 first, it's suspected that they're probably going to put it out in Massachusetts and Virginia first, because that's where they're in direct competition with Fios, and then go to major cities around the country and eventually upgrade their whole network. But I don't know, Matt, does that mean you're going to get DOCSIS, or you out of their coverage zone?
Oh man! They usually, right down here at the studio here in Florida, they hit us with the 10 and then the 12 meg download right away. So we got it first. I don't know. I suppose we'll get hit with it first here this time too. You know, east coast of Florida. But I don't know. We'll see.
It'd be nice.
I hope so. I want it. I want to go into TF2 and just you know frag somebody and then turn around, be right behind him, frag him again. Be right behind him, frag him again.
Well, yeah, but it isn't necessarily faster connections. Like, it's not necessarily going to change your ping. It's just going to change the amount of bandwidth you can download. So, in other words, it's going to be really good for peer-to-peer, but if Comcast is blocking all of its peer-to-peer traffic, it's like, with one hand, here's a 160 megabit internet connection. On the other hand, we're going to block 99.9% of the BitTorrent traffic that goes through it.
Well, I won't get me some of that.
Oh, man.
Oh, well.
And then another survey, if you didn't think
The faster the
peer-to-peer was a big thing, a recent survey of European internet traffic suggests that at least 95% of packets going across the internet are peer-to-peer packets, either BitTorrent or peer-to-peer VoIP communications such as Skype. 95% of internet traffic. It's huge.
That is
not really surprising.
huge.
So yeah, I mean, if you can imagine if the statistic is the same, I mean, then there's no way to know if it's exactly the same. But if it's similar here in the U.S. and Canada, then it's understandable why Comcast might be throttling, BitTorrent stuff if it takes up 95% of their traffic.
That's like, whoa. Well,
all right, Matt, go ahead.
Sure,
The thing is hitting the circular rotating blade. What were you going to go on to?
Well, stuff's hitting the fan, man. Microsoft Xbox 360 meltdown. Microsoft is basally what they've done is they put aside a ton of money. It's somewhere in the
$1 billion.
Like $1 billion just to handle the problems with the overheating Xbox 360s, especially the initial phases of those Xbox 360s overheating. And so, Microsoft goes and puts this $1 billion away, and what happens? But now they're getting hit with more and more of the 3 red rings of doom. And more often, because all these great games are coming out. See, first of all, understand, the internet right now is just buzzing with blog complaints about the 3 red rings of doom. If you turn on your Xbox 360 and you get these 3 red flashing lights where the green ring should be, well, you're experiencing the Xbox 360 meltdown. The problem is usually showing its ugly red lights with the older 360 consoles and their inability to handle the heat that's generated by prolonged play. Well, with all these large number of high-profile 360 titles that are being released, the 360 is really getting a workout, and these older units are showing those problems. And the real problem is that a lot of gamers, they're, having a problem having to send their consoles in for 2 weeks or more for repair. And what's even worse, a lot of these blogs, they're complaining that even after waiting for 2 weeks or longer, they get the console back and it doesn't work, or it goes out and it comes back just as badly, and goes bad just as bad in a real short period of time. Some of them are complaining that the machine starts running slower and slower and slower, and then goes out again.
I saw a similar related story. I don't know if you're about to say this or if I'm jumping on top of you, but they filed a class action lawsuit against Halo 3 because apparently Halo 3 pushes the Xbox 360 just to the right limit to crash it and cause the 3 rings of doom.
Oh, no, that I had not heard. But what I am saying is that some of the internet fixes. There's some. I saw one guy on the internet say, "Okay, here's what you want to do. You want to get it really, really hot. So you wrap up your Xbox 360 with all kinds of towels and wrap it up.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
All kinds of towels. Get it really hot, and then turn it off and let it cool down, and turn it back on again. And lo and behold, you've got green lights again
For about
Whoa.
3 days.
Now. Yeah, for 3 days. It works for a little while. Others are trying other repairs, but look, understand, Microsoft says, try avoiding those because you have the potential of avoiding any existing warranty. All right, now, the real problem is it kind of puts a damper on, the holidays if you've got your Xbox 360 kind of melted down, and it like heads to the shop, and heads out, and you don't get it back forever, and don't get to play.
Well, I do have
you get for Christmas.
I do have some personal experience with the sending your stuff into Xbox or into Microsoft's repair center. I mean, because I just did that, a month ago, I think it was, a month and a half ago. The ironic thing is, I've had hell with that ever since, because I think it was the first night I got my 360 back, turned it on, and it did the three rings of death. I was like, holy crap. I mean, I turned it on, was playing a game, then I got the 3 rings. I was like, well, that's not good. But I haven't had it since. And the other thing is, they don't tell you that if they can't fix your initial console, they send you a brand new one, or at least a refurbished one.
Oh,
which
I
then
didn't know that.
Which then negates all of my downloaded content that's licensed to my original Xbox. They don't update that license. They just, give me a new Xbox. So all my videos and Xbox Live Arcade games, when I'm not hooked up to the internet, I can't play them on my Xbox.
Oh, that's really good.
Man, that's really screwed up. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna have to send you a new one, maybe they could at least take the hard drive out of the top and give you your old hard drive back.
Oh, I have my old hard drive. I kept that the entire time. It's just
that's right. It's linked to the hardware on the actual. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That just reminds me, because like both Microsoft and Sony on their PlayStation 3 have announced different these sort of social networking things, and they can ban you from them by banning the actual hardware, and the only way to circumvent it would be to buy a whole new system. So it must be the same sort of thing, like the content is locked to the actual hardware code on the console.
It's just plain bytes. Well, all I can say is, so far, we have been very fortunate around here that we have turned on our Xbox 360 and, well, no red rings of doom yet. However, I can tell you that we don't run it, 12, 15 hours a day, because we're running a variety of different games and a variety of different systems constantly. So, I mean, we're not running.
That's exactly why I'm still holding out on the Xbox 360, because, I keep saying, like, I'd like to get it, but, man, I really don't want to have to put up with the 3 red rings of doom. And also the fact that it's kind of hot and noisy. I mean, I borrowed my friend's, and the thing was, like, vibrating my desk. It's really vibrates a lot. I just couldn't get over how loud it was, especially compared to the PlayStation 3. I mean, the PS3 runs warm and has a fan and makes a bit of noise, but nothing compared to the Xbox 360. Not to mention the PS3, you can certainly run it overnight. I know a lot of people that keep their PS3 on 24/7 using, for example, folding at home, the distributed computing thing on the PS3 for folding proteins, and it's like, you've heard of SETI at home, right?
Yeah, and it's good because it helps the your system be able to do complex calculations and help with science while you're not using your system.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this folding at home thing is doing medical research, cancer research by folding proteins, and I mean, the Cell processor is a really great processor for crunching the numbers for that. So I know a lot of people have been just leaving their PS3 on 24/7, and they either play a game or just leave it folding proteins. And I've never heard any report of a PS3 burning or melting or having any problems from being left on all the time. So, compared to the two, I guess on one sense, Microsoft's got the head up. They put their console out earlier. They have all the great system stuff, but man, they must be losing a lot of money having to repair and replace all those consoles. I mean, no one's ever brought back the PS3. Oh, man. Okay,
that's true. Well, but by the way, just for your information, the newer Xbox 360s are not having the same kind of problems that the older ones are. So,
right, that's what I heard too.
The big thing is it's mostly the older Xbox 360s, and the ones that they're getting back now, the huge number of the ones they're getting back are overrunning the billion that they've got set aside to pay for these problems, which could be a really poor Christmas, not only for us Xbox 360 owners of the older models, but also the Microsoft as well.
Yeah, I know that's their new. I think it's called the Falcon chipset. They've upgraded from like a 90 nanometer to a 65 nanometer. It's supposed to be smaller and cooler, and they changed their soldering techniques to get the heatsink on without becoming brittle and snapping off. And well, you know what? The Sony's also got some interesting developments on their horizon. One of the major criticisms of the PlayStation 3 was that it didn't have rumble with the controller. You remember that when it came out and they said no rumble?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they've been working on amending that issue with the new DualShock 3 wireless controller for the PS3 with rumble function. It's currently available only in Japan, which is kind of a bummer for all of us that want to get our hands on it.
Big time.
But the controller is technically compatible with the North American PlayStation 3 unit, so some intrepid people have been importing Japanese PS3 DualShock 3 Rumble controllers and trying them out here on North American consoles, and it works fine. Apparently it works great with all the PS2 Rumble compatible games, and all of the PS3 games have been patched for Rumble. So hopefully we'll see some DualShock 3 goodness on the PS3. You know, it's too bad that they don't have it due out for Christmas. I think it's not due out until 2008 here.
Bummer. You know, I mean, it's. I mean, what's okay? Here I am playing this great Warhawk. Okay, and we've got this new expansion coming out for Warhawk in this month. Or December, so that'd be early next month, and I want the rumble, okay? I really want the rumble for Warhawk. I want to know where the bad guys are when they're shooting at me, all right? But what do we got? No, got to wait another year for it. Grumble.
Oh yeah, well there's also other stuff we've been waiting for on the PS3. One of the stories that we've heard back mid-November was talks with DivX and to bring DivX compatibility to the PS3. I know, as soon as I got my PS3 and it had all these movie options, of course, the first thing I do is take all my anime episodes, put them on my USB key, stick it into the PS3, and I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going to watch the anime on my PS3, but of course it doesn't recognize the XVID format that all my anime fan subs are encoded in. So, PS3 was apparently in talks as of November the 13th. We haven't actually seen anything come out of that. No one's said whether or not we're actually going to get XVID or DivX on the PS3 or when.
Well, no. DivX is coming out for the PS3. In fact, there's a story on GameSHOUT.com about it in the PS3 section, so you can go ahead and check that out there. But
did they announce a date at least?
They have not announced a date yet. That's the only drawback. Yeah, they just. In fact, I'll tell you, I'll head on over there and I'll go to the PS3 section and let me go ahead and scroll down there and head to the section here and oh crap, I have to do the search on it now.
But we do know when it's coming out on the Xbox 360.
Well, no, we actually don't.
That's true.
They haven't given a date yet.
No!
Because the 2007 fall update, let me see here.
December 4th.
Well,
yeah, December 4th.
The list of new... Is it December 4th? Or that's just when they were going to post more
4th?
features? All right,
well, according to this article, it says, on December 4th, Microsoft will unleash the 2007 fall dashboard update.
That's right, the dashboard update, but is DivX going to be part of that dashboard update?
All I know that is December 4th, list of new features and improvements will be posted at xbox.com/live. Anyways, yes, they are going to be doing the new DivX on Xbox 360, but only for DivX 5.0 and newer files.
Yeah, see, what they're actually doing is they're releasing the MPEG-4 Part 2 video codec, which, quote-unquote, basically means that our users should find that most of their DivX and XVID files work, because they're under the umbrella of the MPEG-4 Part 2 codec. There's a whole bunch of double quotes there,
so
and
that's
if you were here in the studio with me, you'd see me wiggling my fingers, but...
Yeah. So would that fall into all the .avi files, stuff like that?
Well, .avi file doesn't mean anything. Anything can be .avi. You can use any codec and just put the .avi extension on. It really depends on what codec you actually use, whether it's like AC3 or H260 I think, or what was it, 264. And then there's the XVID codecs. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them, and all the DivX codecs again, a whole bunch of those. So, it doesn't. If it's .avi, you don't know if it's going to play or not. It just depends on what codec it was encoded in. And they're saying all the newer stuff, I guess. I don't really know. So it's going to be pretty hit or miss, especially with older files.
So give it a try anyways.
Give it a try. Can't hurt. Stick it on a USB key. Stick it on your console. See if it works or not. It's too bad that you can't just install codecs on your console. I mean, with the PS3, you can reinstall Linux operating system and do it that way, but on the default dashboard, you can't just install any codec you want, unfortunately.
There's a whole lot of new, really cool things that they're doing with this fall update. The DivX being one of them. I think for me, there are three really big things going on here. One being the DivX, the second one being the new expanded friends list, the friends of friends, or the new social aspect of Xbox Live. I don't know if you guys heard about this.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I was thinking, boy, this is kind of like what is X-Fire, right?
Very similar. You get to see all the friends of your friends, basically. I mean, you can see your friends' friends list and who's on and
what they're doing.
Yeah, what they're doing, who they are. You're gonna have a more expanded online profile now. Explaining more about yourself, posting pictures, things like that. I don't know if I'm going to be cool with this or not. Not quite sure.
Well, what I heard is that they're going to have 3 levels of that. You can... How does it go? Like, if you're 18 or over, by default, it just shows your friends list to everyone and all your personal information. And then if you're between, I think, 13 and 18, it only shows, like, mutual friends of friends or something like that, or limited link access. And if you're under 13, it blocks you from that whole friends of friends list feature. But I'm assuming that anyone can go in and change the features. Like anyone, if you're over 18, you can just go in there and set it to blocked and then just turn the whole thing off if you want, or restrict it if you just want it to be mutual friends.
Yeah, I don't see that. I see that that's going to become an issue. Online, pedophiles. You're on To Catch a Predator, but. So I don't know. That's going to be an interesting new addition to the Xbox 360 update. And the third thing that I'm really, really excited about is the sale and download of original Xbox titles on Xbox Live to download onto your 360 hard drive. Crimson Skies and Halo are going to be a part of the first games to be released.
So is Fable.
Also, Fable, Fusion Frenzy, Psychonauts, Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex. They're going to be cost about 1,200 Microsoft points per game, which basically comes out to about $15, I think.
That's a pretty reasonable price for old Xbox games.
Yeah, and you download them and play them. What the hell?
Not? Well, the question is, are these games that were backwards compatible to begin with? I mean, could you stick the old Xbox games in the 360 and get backwards compatibility on these particular games?
Halo, yes. Fable, I believe so. Psychonauts, I know for a fact, no.
So that's interesting. So if you can download the game and play it, but you can't use the Xbox thing, does that mean that they've actually gone in and recoded the whole game to make it compatible on the 360 as opposed to just adding a backwards compatibility wrapper?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does make you wonder about that. I wonder if they've actually patched the games up, changed them, and maybe added content. Who knows
I'm
how
checking
much
on that actually.
Changed them.
I'm checking that on that now because I forgot if Psychonauts was ever backwards compatible or not. I don't think it was.
Who knows? Maybe they added in backwards. Maybe they patched in compatibility for that since now.
Oh no, it is backwards compatible. So no, they are all backwards compatible games. So basically, it's just allowing you to go back and download full entire classic games for the Xbox.
Right. So then that begs the question: are they going to be able to sell games that were not backwards compatibility enabled with this service?
Oh, I doubt it. I highly doubt that.
So that means that, yeah. So all the games that you can buy for $15 are games that are out there that you could get on an Xbox disc, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh well. Well, the other one last funny feature that they're putting in is this what they call a family timer that allows parents to limit the amount of time their children plays. Josh, is your mommy going to limit your Xbox 360 time?
Probably, yeah.
It's a good feature though. I've seen that for some MMOs and stuff. You can put in how much time they play or when they do it.
No, honestly, I think I'm going to use it to time my girlfriend's time with Guitar Hero 3 so I can get my bloody
There
Xbox
you
back
go.
every now and then.
Yeah, you're going to have to get that car back from her. You know that, don't you?
I don't know.
After
It's
all,
funny
we got to
because
get that review up on the site.
yeah, seriously. I started downloading a whole bunch of demos the other night because I haven't done so in a while. So I went through and was downloading a whole crap load of them. And she's like, "Well, what's that? Viva Pinata?" I was like, "Yeah, it's you raise pinata." She's like, "Oh, that's a cool idea." I was like, "Oh crap!" So now I know either A, I'm going to buy it for her, and then I'm never going to see my Xbox again, or B, I'm never going to see my Xbox.
You're gonna have to get a new
anyways, 'cause she has
girlfriend.
Guitar Hero 3.
So what's our next story?
To get a Guitar Hero 3. Well, tell you what.
You got something, Mav?
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, Greenpeace has published its quarterly report on Monday. It's called "The Guide to Greener Electronics," and in this report, they ranked consumer electronic manufacturers by their policies regarding recycling and toxic chemicals that are used in their products. Well, right at the bottom of the list is Nintendo, Philips, and Microsoft. Yeah, well, Nintendo, it has the distinction of being the first global brand manufacturer to score a 0 on the Greenpeace report card. Can I get an aww? Aww. That's this is the first time that the report has included video game consoles and televisions, by the way. And that is, of course, the fastest growing industry. Nintendo managed to score a 0 in 5 categories relating to the harmful chemicals, including offering no list of banned or restricted substances, no policy involving the use of vinyl plastics, PVC, or brominated flame retardants, or BFRs. The Nintendo also scored a 0 in 4 areas relating to recycling. Now, part of the low score basically stems from a lack of information available from Nintendo. According to Greenpeace, Nintendo supplied insufficient or no information on a number of Greenpeace benchmarks. Duh! I wouldn't either. Topping the list, though, are Sony, Ericsson, Samsung for reducing or completely eliminating the worst of the toxic chemicals and used in their manufacturing process, but no company achieved a perfect score. Yeah, really, of course, no company will ever achieve a perfect score with Greenpeace, but let's not go there. That's my political, just let's not get Maverick into a political discussion here. But Apple, Panasonic, Samsung, Sharp, Sony, and Toshiba have all said that they are going to produce consumer electronics in the future without PVC or BFRs, but the pace of some of these changes are just not fast enough for Greenpeace. Oh, sorry. Here we go again.
Well, no, I saw a similar article criticizing not just electronics, but the like home entertainment electronics, like video game stuff, but all sorts of electronics, like microwaves and stuff, and saying that the recycling rate on these devices were really low. I mean, I didn't even realize that a lot of these things were recyclable. I mean, how do you recycle a Nintendo? I mean, what do you do?
Melt it, reshape it.
Yeah, melt it.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Yeah,
like, what
that's
parts
what
of
you
it,
can do.
you can melt the plastic casing down, and then it's got tons of electronics on the inside. What are you going to do with all that? Are you going to pick out all the copper wiring that's fused to circuit boards and recycle it? I mean,
Yeah, people do that.
Wow, I didn't think it would be profitable to do that. I think. Well, I
The
guess,
Operos
what
were
you
pretty
can
priced
do.
nowadays.
Well, I did know that there were scavengers in Southeast Asia that trawl up undersea copper cables and cut them and then recycle them and continually knock out the international telephone lines, but that's not
I mean,
like
all
a Wii.
Yeah, all I do know is that a lot of these systems, I mean, they're made with, you know, lead and lead solder and all kinds of other stuff in there, and, you know, flame retardant stuff. And
No, but that's...
you know, I mean, you got to have the flame retardants.
But that's exactly the problem with the Xbox 360. The original Xbox 360, the heatsink kept snapping off because they were using a lead-free solder on the heatsink, which kept becoming brittle, and because the system shook so much, the heatsink on the CPU would snap right off, and that's why you got the 3 rings of death. I mean, they should have just used a lead, you know, a standard with lead solder.
And, well, lead solder is going to be softer, and it's going to be more pliable, and it's not going to just shake right off. And
exactly.
You know,
it's not
again,
it's brittle, it doesn't snap.
But the point is heat resisting. That's the real point. It's got to resist the heat a little bit more effectively, and is lead going to be the ultimate in resisting the heat?
Well, lead is pretty resistant.
Well, yeah.
It's not like it's 100% lead, though. I mean, it's like a small percentage of it. It's just enough to give it some pliability. Anyway, we're getting way off topic, aren't we?
Well, just a little bit. I'm throwing away that Greenpeace article.
Yeah, what do we have for video game news? We got some video game news this week?
Let's see. Well, actually, I had some Windows news here. I thought it was kind of interesting because you seen the new Mac PC commercial. I love these Mac and PC commercials. I wish I could play this one on the air here today. You seen the one where
To answer the question, no.
No, you haven't. Oh, man.
I haven't.
You got to see this one. PC says, "Oh, I'm just you know, getting all ready here. That you know, if your printer says it needs to be, I mean, if your printer isn't going to work with Vista, well, just get a new printer, and if your software isn't going to work with Vista, just get new software. And you know, you don't need to you know, back up to Windows XP. I mean, come on." Well, it turns out that Windows XP actually outperforms Windows Vista. Devil Mountain Software, they're researchers, an independent researcher firm. They're based out of Florida here, and they develop performance management tools. They posted this data regarding their test between Microsoft XP and Vista, and they're even giving Vista the benefit of the doubt by installing Service Pack 1 upgrade, and Vista still lagged behind the XP. Ouch! You know, I mean, it really does hurt when the Mac commercials are, you know, right. I hate it when that happens, don't you? So, ultimately, these independent researchers, they compared both patched and unpatched versions of XP and Vista. They ran Microsoft Office on a dual-core Dell notebook with 1 and 2 gig of memory. They timed the results to complete tasks such as the creation of compound document and presentation materials, and running a mix of tests and compared the existing versions of the operating systems. The original Vista and the XP2, they even updated the Vista with SP1 and ran XP with SP3, and XP came out on top with all tests. You see, regardless of the versions, XP just kept coming out on top. For example, the notebooks running Vista XP or SP1, it took more than 80 seconds to complete a series of Office tasks. The Office Bench test suite, while the notebooks running the Windows XP completed the tests in just over 40 seconds, in half the time. Additionally, the test, they showed the Vista machine ate up all the additional memory resources. You know, the memory hog. Well, so you see, when the Mac versus PC guys are talking about rolling back to the previous operating systems, you know, you're going to have a little better understanding why some Windows Vista users are really interested in going back to XP. Like, you know, some people I know who never take their big box up to Windows Vista in the first place, you know? I told you, I'm leaving this box on XP as long as I can.
Well, yeah, I still have both a Vista box and an XP box, and I have found some critical issues with Vista. Notably, whenever you copy large numbers of files, it indexes all the files, and So it indexes the copy routine and it runs out of memory, and then it can't copy files anymore. I thought that was kind of funny.
Wow. Yeah, I'm telling you, I just think it's funny that, you know, I mean, here is the older operating system, but it turns out to be just a little bit faster. It's faster. Yeah. All right. So, what else you got over there, Soulrift?
Oh, I got some cool gaming news. Here's my 3 stories. Let's get through these quickly. So, I don't know, a lot of people have probably played Lost Planet on Xbox 360, and then it came out on the PC, and now it's due out on the PlayStation 3. It may have received somewhat of a lukewarm reception thus far, but apparently the PlayStation 3 version, at least in Japan, is coming out with a whole bunch of new features and stuff, including all of the Xbox 360 and PC content. They will add bonus Mega Man as a character in multiplayer, give you the option of a sort of a Resident Evil 4 over-the-shoulder camera angle, add a movie mode to watch all those cutscenes, and all of the multiplayer maps that were for pay on the 360 version, as well as all of the PC maps, will all be bundled in together on the PlayStation 3 version. So there you go. It's finally coming to PS3. We'll see if it's any good or not. And of course, it will benefit from the system's free online play. You don't have to pay for Xbox Live to play the game online with the PlayStation Network. Zing! I hate the stupid Xbox Live fee. But you know, I'm still wondering if it's going to come out in 1080p. And you know, here's my daily rant or whatever. Almost all of the good games I've got, especially the ones I've been reviewing lately for the PlayStation 3, they're all 720p. You know, here's Ratchet and Clank, 720p. Eye of Judgment. I mean, Eye of Judgment. This game is not graphically intense, guys. How come it's not in 1080p? I mean, the whole selling point of the PlayStation 3 when it came out was like, yay, built-in HDMI, great 1080p graphics, Blu-ray, but none of the games come out in 1080p. Anyways, other news on the PlayStation 3 was the new Unreal Tournament 3 game. It's heading out in all the different incarnations, PC, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and just about anything else you can imagine. But Epic Games Vice President Mark Ryan was talking about how the game is going to operate on the PlayStation 3 with full editing capabilities. They said they really targeted the PlayStation 3 when they were building Unreal Tournament 3 because of the modability, the editability of the game. On the editor on the PlayStation 3 will be fully implemented. You can import objects from 3 Studio Max and Maya. You can code in Unreal Script. You can create whole new levels. It's not simply an editor where you can rearrange things in the existing levels. You can make it from scratch. You can use all of the editing tools, and they say this is going to be like the first for a console is to give it the same level of development for modders and custom content creators is normally exclusive to PC. So I'm eager to see what it's like and what the tools ship with on the PlayStation 3 and how much you can actually do with just a PS3, you know, a keyboard, mouse, controller, and what you get on the Unreal Tournament 3 Blu-ray disc. Finally, one last fun online gaming story. I love those MMOs. Boy, I miss the days of the MMO show. EVE Online. Yeah, I miss the MMO show, but I still get to play some of those MMOs, and I still review them. So you can always check out for latest MMO news at GameSHOUT.com. CCP has announced that the 9th major content expansion for the MMORPG EVE Online is due out on December 5th. This expansion will give you a brand new graphics engine, which means that they're going to have to remodel all of the ships, all of the things. Everything's going to look really nice, apparently. It's called the Trinity 2.0 graphics engine. It's going to add shader model 3.0 capabilities, and in addition, of course, remodeling everything. They're also going to be adding a bunch of new ships, including Black Ops, Marauder battleships, heavy interdictor cruisers, electronic attack ships, and the first Tech 2 capital ships, jump freighters, which I'm sure is very relevant to anyone who knows enough about EVE Online to recognize any of these names. But they sound cool, so That's going to be pretty interesting. And apparently they're adding a bunch of PvE content. I know EVE Online is pretty much based on player versus player stuff, where people get into corporations, they go out into sort of lost sectors of space, try and build up their own space stations and get everything going. But apparently in Trinity they're going to be adding in hundreds of new kill mission sequences, courier missions, exploration mission challenges, and all of this for the holiday-friendly price of free. Of course, it's a free expansion for EVE Online, and if you're interested, just head over to EVE Online's website. They've got a 15-day trial. Yeah, it's way better than. Well, it's a good price. You can't go wrong with a free expansion.
No, you really can't. Well, guys, I guess that brings us to one of my favorite parts of the show, doesn't it?
I would hope so.
Well, I guess it does. It's time for... That's right, the wild, the wonderful, the wet, the wacky news from around the world. That's right, and I'm your host, Captain Maverick. Who else would I be? With the wacky news from around the world. And so, we got some good stuff for you guys today, and we're going to start out in Brunswick, Maine. You know, voters in Brunswick, Maine, they were a little bit suspicious of Matthew LaJoy. He was running for a seat on the school board. And it's not just that LaJoy is only 21 years old, but rather that it was revealed that he has managed to amass 18 criminal convictions since he graduated from Brunswick High School. They included multiple cases of theft, putting fake license plates on his car, several counts of driving with a suspended or revoked license, and leading a police chase that ended in a fiery crash. Yeah, fiery crash. LaJoy said he decided to turn his life around since he, quote, was getting tired of being pulled over and hauled to the station and finding bail money, close quote. Yes, he came in last in the election. That's right, in America, we prefer our politicians to commit their crimes while they're in office, not before they get into office. That's right. Yeah. All right, well, moving on to In a Pickle. Yeah, In a Pickle. See, the judge said, if this is not the silliest case I have ever seen in my courtroom, it's certainly one of the top 10. Yes, that according to Judge Scott Schofield. You see, Bobby Lee Bolin, 35, of Buchanan, Michigan, was brought before the judge for assault with a pickle. Assault with a pickle, guys. Assault with a pickle. Yeah, put that pickle away, Soulrift. Bolin had broken into the home of some friends and through... Yes, I know.
Pickles and tacos do not go together.
Pickle tacos.
I'm not going anywhere near pickles until these tacos are all gone.
It's not tacos, it's tacos.
Well, they're tacos when you're this far north, okay?
All right, well, so Bolin breaks into the home of his friends. All right, he throws 2 large pickles at them, and that led to charges of home invasion and assault. Now, the fact that this isn't silly doesn't mean that it's not serious. Or that it is silly doesn't mean that it's not serious. The judge continued. He sentenced Bolin to time served while waiting trial, which happened to be 54 days, plus $1,150 in fines, $270 in restitution, and a year of probation, during which time he must undergo, that's right, substance abuse evaluation. As his lawyer noted that Bolin's real problem was, can you guess it? Can you guess it? That's right, alcohol abuse. See, before throwing the pickles, he threw back a few too many. Yep, and by the time he gets one pickle, he was a little too pickled, and he didn't know the difference. So, just a little too pickled. Well, that leads us to, shall I pour? Yeah, contractors were pouring cement against a wall of a restaurant in a bar in Gore, New Zealand. But the wet mass was just a little too heavy for the wall, and it collapsed. Now, an estimated 4,000 liters of concrete poured in, weighing about 8 metric tons. The restaurant ended up with about 1 foot of concrete on the floor. Well, it was pretty spectacular to look at, according to the bar manager, Murray Davidson. He noted that the bar had 3 customers in it at the time. A government official expected the bar to be back open in less than a week. Naturally, for the first round, the stiff ones will be on the house. Dum-dum-dum-ch. All right. Well, that leads us right on back to hauling ash. And if you hear some noises in the background, it's just our engineer, Islander. He's working on our stuff in here. You know how Islander is. All right. So hauling ash. Uh-oh. Yep, here we go. Okay, hauling ash. An auto repair shop in North Charleston, South Carolina, bought an old Buick for parts and hauled it back to their shop. Now, the car had been sitting around for several months, and as the shop employees went through it, they found a fair amount of abandoned property in the car, including an urn marked the cremated remains of Izetta Dickerson. The woman's ashes apparently sat in the back seat of the Buick for about 4 years. Yeah, 4 years. Okay, considering how many people's lives started in the back seat of a Buick, I guess it's reasonable for someone to end their life back there now and then. Okay. Let's throw that away. Bad joke. All right, very, very bad. All right. Moving on, something fishy is going on. Kareem Hassan Thamar. He said he was fishing with his sons in a tributary of the Euphrates River in southern Iraq when he caught something unsuspected. What was it? It was a 12-foot shark. A 12-foot shark, he said. He recognized the fish as a shark because, he said, I have seen them on one television program before. He said it was more than 160 miles upriver from the sea, and he thinks he knows how the shark got there. That's right, he knows how it got there. He says, I believe that America is behind this matter. America is behind the matter. Yes, it couldn't have been. Well, actually, it couldn't have been from one of our military attack sharks. It didn't have a frickin' laser beam on its forehead, okay? Yeah. It's an attack shark. Yeah, look out. It's an attack shark. All right. Well, it seemed reasonable at the time. He didn't move, so I drove into the back of him. At least so explained Paul D. Keith. He's 75 years old, and he explained that to the police in Framingham, Massachusetts. They were investigating the collision. He says, when the light turns green, you're supposed to go, and I did. Well, Keith, he saw the green light, and he proceeded, even though the car in front of him was in the way. According to the police, he was feeling confident and that he had the right-of-way, and the police, they weren't feeling confident that he had the right-of-way, and he was arrested. Now, of course, you know what he was charged with. What do you think he was charged with there, Soulrift?
No, I couldn't possibly imagine.
His third offense of drunken driving.
Oh.
Yeah, his third offense of drunken driving. I mean, we really don't make progress on the issue unless we can ensure that no one can ever commit a fourth offense, if you know what I mean. All right. out of Dublin, Ireland. I can't believe this. I mean, this is just wild. David Clark, he's 31 in Dublin, Ireland. He was heading to a wedding when he passed a police checkpoint. He was doing 180 kilometers per hour in a 100-kilometer-per-hour zone. He was cited for driving dangerously. If convicted, he would lose his license. But County Donegal District Court Judge Dennis McGollahan, he reduced the charge to driving carelessly on the theory that the very excessive speed didn't really appear quite as bad when you consider it in miles per hour, which would be about 112 miles per hour instead of kilometers per hour. He fined Clark €1,000, which is about $1,450. It's just a good thing that he didn't convert it to feet per minute, don't you think? All right. Well, let's go to our stupid criminals. Okay, what?
Are you going to buy some of the uranium off Amazon?
Uranium from Amazon? No, I wasn't planning.
You didn't click the link? I kept showing it to you.
No, I didn't click the link. Go ahead. Tell me a little bit about that.
Click the link. Click the link. It's right there.
Okay.
Click the link.
Okay, let's click the link.
Because that's pretty wicked.
I got Islander pulling a
Well,
engineering.
get Islander to click the link then.
Me. And holy crud! Caution: radioactive material, uranium ore. We're always in compliance with Section 13 from Part 40 of the NRC Nuclear Regulatory Commission rules and Postal Service regulations. Limits of low-level radioactive materials. Item will be shipped in accordance with Postal Service.
It's only $22.95.
For $22.95, you can get some uranium ore on Amazon.com.
Is that awesome or what?
Radioactive material today.
But what's good, best part is it's got it. It's listed in the one used and new.
And new.
Used.
You can get your used uranium ore, or you can get new uranium ore, whichever you prefer. This one's uranium-238, lot number 766.
With 766 CFM. Oh yeah. Plenty of radiation for you. See, that's for case modding your PC.
I want some. I'm gonna have to order that right now. Click and order. $22.95. You know, that's worth it.
It's pretty reasonable. We can do a science in the studio experiment with that.
We sure could. We sure could. I wonder. You know, we could warm tacos with this. Add it to the registry.
Radioactive tacos.
Registry. We could put this on the baby registry. There's an idea for baby showers. All right, real quick, I want to get over to Ghost Freeman. I have two stupid criminal stories real quick that I want to jump to. Then we're going to call Ghost. All right, a man was arrested over an hallucinogenic toad. That's right, a Missouri man. He was arrested for possession of an hallucinogenic toad. The police in Kansas City say David Thice planned to get high by licking a Colorado River toad's venom glands. Yeah, Colorado River venom glands. Okay, yeah, okay. Lick the toad. You want to lick a toad? Here, I got a toad for you to lick. I mean, okay, look. These they said that many pet shops in the area, they don't stock the animal because the venom can make people sick and they can kill pets, okay? But animal expert Denny Snyder, he told the U.S. station at KMBC that people used to do this all the time, but it faded. This fad kind of faded out after a while, but it has kind of come back as a fad again, it looks like, and authorities say that they're not dealt with too many of these. But they're dealing with a few more of them again, and Thice, he was released on bail, but the toad is being kept in custody at the police crime lab. On a stick? I don't get it. Ah, yes. Okay, so you did get it on time. Good. Okay. Well, and our last story of the day for our stupid criminals. This is wild. Out of Germany, a German man who was appealing a conviction for flashing didn't help his case any when he stripped off his clothes in court. Yeah. The court withdrew for deliberations, and during the adjournment, the man removed his clothes again. It appears that he sees it as art and views himself as a living work of art. The 60-year-old man, that's right, 60-year-old man, was in court to appeal his conviction for running into a girl's, he was naked, running onto a girl's soccer match and striking a range of bodybuilder poses as he was running across the field. Posing. Prosecutors filed fresh charges of indecent exposure against the man after the court incident. Okay! Oh, gosh. Oh, man, this guy needs a thong. All right. Well, listen. Let's, shall we? Yeah, let's do. We're going to jump over to... it's about time. Don't you think, Soulrift?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Indubitably, I think it's time. It's time. We are going to try and find us... There we go. We are going to find Ghost Freeman and continue the caper of the lost cutout cardboard cop.
This should be good.
Ghost Freeman, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Do you know who this is, Ghost?
Yeah, sure. Of course I know who this is. This is, Bill? Kevin?
The third?
No, Ghost, this is not. Do you know who this is, Ghost?
Okay, don't say anything. Don't say a thing. Just let me think just for a second here. Just give me a second. 1 second.
Okay, 1 second. Time's up.
Okay, now I have no freaking clue who this is. Look, pal, I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis here. I run a detective agency. I help people find things, missing things, lots of things. You lose it, I find it. That's the Ghost Freeman motto.
Well, Ghost
One of the
Freeman,
Ghost Freeman mottos. I'm currently toying with several Ghost Freeman mottos.
this is Captain Maverick with GameSHOUT Radio.
Holy crap in the crap stick. What's up, Captain Maverick? How you been doing?
Well, not too bad, Ghost. Not too bad at all. How have you been doing?
Oh, well, you know, it's just the same old, well, obviously I'm a new detective agency and then finding things and searching for things and not always finding those things that I'm searching for and finding.
That's kind of interesting, because
Other than that, I'm still doing great.
when did you open a detective agency, Ghost? That's kind of amazing.
Well, it was kind of something of the, oh God, what's that thing when it hits you in the face and it's like, holy crap, I should have been doing this. I think it's an epiphany,
yes.
Actually, I had an epiphany.
Yes.
And at first I thought it was an aneurysm, but it turned out to be just a normal actual reaction to a life-changing moment. So what it was I was just sitting around in a tree outside of GameSHOUT house a little while ago, and I was like, you know what, I need to help people. I need to go on straight and narrow. And that's what I did. I, ever since then, have become a born-again straight and narrower.
The straight and narrow. Now, what was it that ended up leading you that direction, Ghost? Did something happen in your life that made you decide to go the straight and narrow? Did you, like, maybe make a little mistake that kind of led you that way?
Well, it's rather funny you asked that. There was a moment when I was in GameSHOUT tree, and a limb broke below me, and I fell plummeting to the earth like a fallen angel from the sky. And during that time, I saw my life pass before my eyes, and it was really boring.
Well,
and it was pretty bad. And then I hit the ground, and then I kind of saw a bright light, and I was like, "Hell with that! I ain't going towards no bright light." So I pulled out and realized that in order to go towards to continue with its life of Ghost Freeman, to give the world, I want to give the world something back. It's given me so much, like chicken and Half-Life.
But Ghost, it wasn't long after that you broke into E3.
What?
It wasn't long after that you broke into E3.
Sorry, I heard my own voice.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, right after that, you broke into E3, and there have been a lot of things that you've done that haven't been, kind of straight and narrow since then.
I mean, this was like a year ago. This is like a year and a half ago. This was
so that's more recent. Okay, so that was after you stole Gabe Newell's underwear.
Yeah, this is more recent. Yeah, I was back on it because Team Fortress 2 was in the works and Portal and Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and I was like, what opens next? And then I wanted to play Portal, and so of course I was back onto the Valve crack train again, and I was down and getting dirty with that stuff again. But then that's when it all happened, and then Tree Ranch broke, and then I fell plummeting to the earth.
And that was after you were having fun being chased by Sean Connery back in the day.
Yeah, Sean Connery. Yeah, what can I say about that guy? He's a good guy, and he and I have had some times. But the guy needs to let up. That's all I gotta say. I'm not. I turned a new leaf, Mav. I've turned a new leaf, and I don't want to go down those roads I've went down before. So I'm going to be the bigger man in this situation, literally, and say that he's a decent man, and I'm just going to let it lie at that. I'm not going to. I'm always hoping to, if I ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And then she'd slap me and call me fatty.
Well, have you seen Sean Connery lately?
That's this is something I don't know we should talk about right now. I mean, especially, you guys on air right now? Are you guys doing your radio show? Because that's only about the only time you guys ever freaking call me. But you guys,
maybe just a little bit. But that's. I got Soulrift in the room with me. Hey, Soulrift, say hi.
Hello.
Yeah, see, Soulrift's there. See, just Soulrift with me. So, how was your trip to the UK? Did you enjoy that? Did you have a good time?
What trip to the UK?
Yeah, when you went to the UK about a month ago.
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah. You went to the UK. Josh is here too. He's in the room with me too. But you went to the UK about a month ago, didn't you? Come on, I know you did. Come on, you can't fool me. I know you went to the UK. Didn't you go to the UK?
No, actually, I've been here in my hometown of Florida, hanging out this entire time, starting up this investigation agency.
Well, Ghost, let me tell you what's going on. There was in a chain of grocery stores in the UK a cardboard cutout police officer, a cop, and it was stopping the shoplifting that had been going on in these grocery stores so well until somebody stole this cop. Well, we asked Sean Connery to step in and take a look and see what was going on since he's there in the UK, and he did. And he found the videotape, and he played it for us. And he described a very large man, dripping with chicken grease, sliding out the door, carrying the cardboard cop cutout, and when the man spoke, Ghost, it was your voice. It was your voice. Somebody is impersonating, must be impersonating you if it wasn't you in the UK. It has to be somebody trying to frame you if it wasn't you.
What? Wait, okay, so, all right, let me see if we get the back straight here.
It's the cable.
You called Sean Connery, talked to him. He played a video of my voice, and so all of a sudden I'm a culprit.
Well, video.
No, this is the type of crap you guys always throw at me all the time. Don't even, all right, that's it. You know what? New Leaf has completely been turned back to the other side. Sean Connery is a douche. All right, let's get this straight out in the open. The man has been hunting me for the past 5 years. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, about 3 or 4 years now, and this is ridiculous. The man needs a life, okay? The guy has been trying to frame me for listening to that for the last year and a half, since he couldn't catch me at E3, he couldn't catch me after I gave him Newell's house, and various other things that we've gone through. Yes, the man is my nemesis, and I'm ready to turn a leaf and walk away from it. But this man is not ready to give up.
But
he is just not ready to give up. The man still thinks he's James Bond, for crap's sake.
He didn't know who you were until we recognized your voice. It was us
You know
that
what?
recognized your
That's
voice.
the type of crap that that's the type of crap that Sean Connery is capable of. He's trying to fool you, Mav. He's trying to fool you. The man is old and senile. He hasn't done a good movie in years. I mean, look at the...
Sean Connery senile? No. This is James Bond. It can't
He's
be.
the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I mean, seriously, can you say that the man still has sanity left in him?
Well, he did do entrapment.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did entrapment. He did.
Yeah,
He did do entrapment.
I know you're going down that road. I mean, how do you do a movie with Cathy Zeta-Jones and not, snog that? Seriously.
Well, Ghost, if that's the case, then we need to hire you. We need you to go to the UK and solve the caper of the cardboard cutout. Somebody is trying to frame you, Ghost Freeman, and make us all believe that it's actually you that is the crook behind the caper. So Ghost
I'll take the case, but you have to give me one thing.
Okay.
Whatever Connery says, don't believe him. He's lying. He's going to try and play you against me. And I'll get to the bottom of this, and I will prove my otherwise innocence in this entire endeavor.
Ghost, you need to prove your innocence. You need to prove your innocence. We need you to prove your innocence, Ghost.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of what you said.
Yes. Ghost, you're on the case.
An echo? Yes, I'm on the case. I will take it. I will find this. I will find the real culprit behind this, and I will bring him to justice. For I am Ghost Freeman, protector of the innocent, finder of the lost, detector of the detecting. I am your man.
Good.
Now, Mom. Hold on a second. Mom, no. Josh, I'm on the phone. Business. He's important business. No. Okay, yeah, I do want some little big advice. Those are going to be good. Thank you.
Ghost, tell
give me 5 minutes. Mom, I'm on the phone. Mom, shut up. No, seriously. All right, thank you. I love you too.
tell your mom we said hi, Ghost.
You're not helping me, Snap. Okay, yeah, big advice. I'll take that flying punch too. All right, thank you. I'll be up in 10 minutes. All right, this is my office, Mom. This is my command center. You do not come into my command center. What if I was naked, Mom? Would you like that, huh? No, that would be sick. All right, so no. Knock. Knock. All right? It's simple knocking. The rule. People do it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I guess I gotta go. This is getting ridiculous. Mom, my tenants, my landlords are talking and being rather ridiculous. So I'll take your case. I'll get back to you later.
Ghost Freeman is on the case, ladies and
I'll
gentlemen.
talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Bye, Ghost. Bye. Well, you heard it, everybody. Ghost Freeman is on the case.
I think we're doomed. I think we're doomed.
Yeah. If anybody can do it, Ghost can. Oh, my gosh. Oh. All right. Well, that is it for the wacky news from around the world. And oh, my goodness. Oh, I don't know what we're going to do. The case of the cardboard cutout cop and Ghost Freeman will prove his innocence once again. I don't know. I think I have trouble, after hearing Ghost Freeman's voice on that video. I don't know, but we'll find out. He will either prove his innocence or otherwise. This has got to be good. This is going to be good. So, I guess that brings us to another conclusion of GameSHOUT Radio Broadcast Day. Don't you think, Soulrift and Josh?
It was a good show, but all good things must come to an end.
Josh?
I said bye. You guys didn't hear me?
He did. I talked over him.
Yeah, he did. Soulrift did.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He always does that. He's such a jerk. Go eat your tacos.
I'm gonna go eat my tacos now. I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good. And Josh and I will be back next week. Same GameSHOUT time, same GameSHOUT channel. Right, Josh?
That would be correct. Yeah.
All right, see y'all. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
This is GameSHOUT Radio, the #1 talk game station in the world. Visit GameSHOUT.com for more info. GameSHOUT. GameSHOUT.